Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking at some skull cannons of Khorne.
Scruffy Crow.
Okay, so I've just finished up 6 Cauldrons of Blood, and I'll be honest, that was a chore. These models have got quite a high level of detail, and they're kind of fiddly to paint, and I'm still trying to get them to look quite striking on the tabletop, because they are quite small. So, I think 6 Cauldrons of Blood at once was too many, so for some reason I'm going to try and paint 12 cannons. So I think trying to paint 6 Cauldrons of Blood at once was too many. However, I am about to try and paint 12 cannons of Khorne all at once. I have been experimenting with some various contrasted paints, maybe some Saigo brine for the wheels, and I wanted to see what the tops would look like, just straight on with the Basilican Grey. But yeah, I think I'm going to go a slightly different angle. I'm certainly not going to start with them completely, or am I? I'm still thinking this through as I make this video. I'm going to start with the Rhinox hide. I'm going to use this big old brush. And I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, I think. I'm going to try and get all the wheels, so anything under this row of skulls, and all the base. And we're using the size of the brush and all the bristles to get a nice thin layer, but even layer of paint across here. Because we don't want to cover any of that detail. I've also got this thin down in the pot quite a lot. I think I've mentioned this before, but I do actually thin a lot of my Games Workshop paints down to quite a usable consistency straight out of the pot. Especially something like this, which I pretty much only use for bases. Okay, so that's what I'm going for. Something like that. I'm then going to paint. I'm then going to paint everything red using the red contrast paint. I'm then going to paint the cannon silver and then get that darker so it's almost black, and then we'll see where we stand. I think the skulls are going to be white. I think I'm going to keep all these zigzags red. Yeah, I think I've got a plan now. So yeah, first stage, Rhinox hide across all the bottoms. Okay, so that's the red contrast, the Flesh Tearer's red on. I've left the cannons off because they're going to be another colour. So now we have the brown on the wheels, still kind of wet because I put it on nice and thin. And then the red on the tops. So I'm going to leave these overnight to get nice and dry. But I think we've made a pretty good start. As if you hadn't already guessed, the aim here is going to be to bash these out to a good standard, but basically as quickly as possible before I get sick and tired of the sight of them. Okay, so this is the results of a little experiment I just did. These guys were painted very different ways, but came out with a very similar result. This one was painted black and then dry brushed with the dark silver. I think it's come out pretty cool. It's certainly blacker, and we still picked up all the detail. This one was painted entirely in the dark silver and then given a wash in the contrast grey. And I think that gives just a crisper, slightly more detailed look. And I think it was also just a tiny bit easier because you have to be fairly careful to pick up the right amount of detail with your dry brush and not overlap. Whereas this, it was kind of slap it on. And any in the gaps here, I think really it's just adding shadow. I think I can get away with that. I've also I experimented with painting these side bits white, which is what I'm going to go with. Okay, that was a bit of a chore, but there is the rest of the cannons all painted in the pig eye. Okay, now all my cannons are nice and black. I'm going to go in with some of this Mechanicus grey on the skulls on the side, and then highlight them all up with some of this Scar white. Okay, bit of a change of plan. So I've done all the whites on the side, in the grey, and I've gone and ringed all the little lines of skulls in gold. I'm now going to go over the gold bits and the white bits in this null oil to create a bit of contrast. And then I'll highlight up the white with the white skull. Okay, so these have been washed, re-highlighted, and I sort of washed all the gold as well to try and pick out some of these little details. There's certainly more details I could have gone into. I love these little doors and things here. And I was kind of torn about doing these triangles in white, make them really striking on the tabletop, but I kind of like this look. And I must admit, I'm starting to find painting at this scale a bit of a chore. Certainly not my favourite thing to do. But yeah, that's another 12 cannons of Khorne ready for battle. And that's all for this video. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments. Maybe subscribe for more. And as ever, thanks for watching. Bye.